Okay, recently I had a text message where somebody called me an anomaly. They said that trying to do Tuite on me, that my arms are different than any other human being on the earth, and I'm just an anomaly. And in fact, I've heard that several times over the last year and a half. Wanted to explain something. If you haven't read the book, it does not matter. This is a sympathetic nerve response when you do Tuite. If you do it right, it works. If you don't have all the angles, the lift, all the little things going on that you're supposed to do, if you're not following the 6 basic principles, you're probably not going to get the reaction with me or Tony or plenty of other people in the world. Some people it's not so much that we've built up a tolerance to pain or anything. None of these are technically pain compliance techniques. They're nerve reaction techniques. So my body has to do a predefined action, like buckling my knees, going up on my toes, some sort of motion like that. If you get it correct, it is going to work on me. It is going to work on Tony. It will work on anybody unless they're a double or quadruple amputee, obviously. It will work. That's one of the most frustrating things is for people is they're like, well, it doesn't work on that person, so they just label the person an anomaly. And I'll give up my hand to Tony, and Tony will do a technique, and you'll see exactly what happens when Tony does the technique. If you noticed, my knees buckled. I went down. Tony stopped before taking me all the way down to the ground. So there's nothing wrong or abnormal with my wrist. There's nothing wrong. You just have to get that correct. One of the reasons Tony and I seem hard to do Tuite on sometimes is we've been doing this for decades, and we know it does hurt on us. Some of our students we've had in the past don't hurt. They don't feel the pain, but they still react. For us, it hurts, but we know that the pain is temporary. We are trusting our partner. We know our partner is going to take it within limits and let go. So we tend to relax a little bit more. When your opponent is relaxed, it's a little bit harder to do the technique. So if I'm really tight and really resistant tight, Tony can do the technique and it's going to hurt me more. So it pays as Uki to take a Valium, sit here and relax, and if he gets it right, which I can tell immediately when he's got it locked up, that I'm going to go.
This is one of my pet peeves. It's like anybody that spits out about an anomaly or that people are anomalies are people who actually have very little experience in actually doing Tuite. We have had countless students over the past 25 years, and we've had only 2 that actually had no real pain in reacting to these techniques, yet they still went down and were still controllable. More often than not, anyone that wants to preach about having encountered anomalies, that such and such person is an anomaly, usually just isn't able to do the technique correctly and is using that as an excuse to mask that inability.
Don't think there's such a thing as anomaly. Keep practicing until you can get the technique work. If it's a valid technique that follows the basic rules, that attacks the owner, you should be able to make that work with practice on anybody.